So yeah, well, it was like 2003. I was on my gap year. Went to the States to do kind of the whole summer camp thing, and it was all going really well. You know, it was like first time I'd been away from home, and all the guys who were running the camp went into town together. We went to a bar, like just had a few drinks. Then they closed the place, had kind of a lock-in. We all decided to sit around and have a bit of a smoke. And I just remember thinking it was maybe a little bit stronger than usual. I just kind of started having quite negative thoughts. I remember kind of saying some stuff and then thinking, oh geez, you know, I hope I haven't offended other people. You know, that I was hurting people, like saying mean stuff. I went outside because like things weren't feeling totally right. I didn't want to look at people's faces. Like people's faces were starting to look really weird and like kind of scary. That's kind of like the first time that I realised that something pretty bad and like different to usual was happening. I was walking along the street and I remember it started getting pretty out of hand, and there was part of me that was like getting really freaked out, and I was having this thought like, there's nothing to stop me kind of disappearing. And I know part of me was like totally freaking out, and then all of a sudden I'd step back and there'd be this other part of me that was like totally chilled, and then all of a sudden I'd be heaps paranoid and intense again. It's a hard thing to explain kind of what the feeling was. After a while I couldn't really stand it anymore, and I sat down on the curb, didn't want to look up at anyone. I kind of took out my phone and was just like holding it up to people who were walking by so they would stop and call the number that was in my phone so that like someone would come and help. They took me to hospital because like I was seriously freaking out at this time. I remember I wrote out this thing that I made the woman who was looking after me sign that said that if I was the same in the morning, that they should kill me, because that's how intense it was at the time. For a long time afterwards, I had trouble being around people. I spent a lot of time by myself. When I was around people, I kept thinking that people were angry with me when I said stuff. You know, sometimes I kind of freak out a little bit again. Like never as bad as that first time, but still it kind of went on for a long time. So in the end I had to make the decision to come back to Australia. And even when I was back, I kind of had trouble holding things together. I kind of lost touch with my friends. I guess it's hard to get those relationships back when you've let them slide for such a long time. I fought with my folks, and I guess even now I don't think I'm totally back to the way I was. Like, it's not good. You know, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.